Scope Process 4. Create WBS. The WBS is a hierarchical decomposition of work to be executed on the project by the project team. It defines the scope of the project by subdividing the work into smaller, more manageable pieces. Each descending level of the WBS contains greater level of detail regarding the project work. The lowest level in the WBS is called a work package. Work packages can be scheduled and estimated in terms of duration and cost, and also monitored and controlled. The WBS is a graphical, hierarchical representation of the work specified in the current approved project scope statement. The WBS is created by the project team. Size of work packages could vary from 40 hours on a small project up to over 320 hours on large projects. These work packages will be further decomposed into an activity list in the Define Activities Process, Chapter 6. Decomposition. Decomposition is the technique used in creating the work breakdown structure, WBS. Decomposition is a technique used to break down the project deliverables specified in the project scope statement into smaller, manageable components called work packages. Decomposition is also used in the Define Activities Process, Chapter 6, to break down work packages into tasks. Create WBS outputs. Scope baseline. The scope baseline is made up of the approved project scope statement, the work breakdown structure, WBS, and WBS dictionary. The following definitions, though not outputs, are important to understand the WBS, which is a key part of the scope baseline. WBS, a work breakdown structure. WBS is used to show a hierarchical breakdown of project deliverables into smaller components. Each descending level of the WBS represents a detailed definition of the project deliverable. Each WBS component is connected to a controlled account and assigned a unique identifier called a code of accounts. The WBS helps organize and define the project deliverables specified in the project scope statement. Any deliverable that is not represented in the WBS is not part of the project. Work package. A work package is the smallest component of a WBS. Work package can be scheduled, measured, estimated, monitored, and controlled. A work package is connected to a control account in the WBS. Control account. A control account is a management control point of the WBS above the work package level, which helps define a framework for schedule reporting such as earned value reporting. Control accounts may contain one or more work package, but a work package can only be associated with one control account. Code of accounts. A code of accounts is a numbering system used as a unique identifier for each component of the WBS. The identifiers 1.1.1, 1.2.1.2, 1.3.3, etc. are unique identifiers known as code accounts. Planning package. A WBS component with an undecomposed work content above the work package level but below the control account level, it can be described as a holding account of work that is not at the time practicable to decompose further to the work package level. Planning packages are used to plan work to be accomplished in the future at a high level, only decomposing the work later in time as the scheduled time period for the work approaches. WBS Dictionary. The WBS Dictionary is a companion document to the WBS in which the details of the components contained in the WBS are described. It defines technical information regarding WBS elements. The WBS Dictionary provides an identification of the project deliverables and an elaborate description of the WBS components, describes the work in each WBS component that is required to produce the deliverables. Descriptions include work packages, control accounts, code of account identifiers, cost estimates, resource information, project schedule, and dependencies. Scope Process 5. Validate Scope. Validate Scope is the process of obtaining formal customer or sponsor acceptance of the completed project deliverables. This should be a sign-off, a formally issued document. In the event of premature project closure or termination, the Validate Scope process should establish the level and extent of completion. Validate Scope is concerned with the customer's acceptance of the deliverable, while Control Quality is concerned with the correctness of the deliverable and is performed by the seller. Both could be performed in parallel. Verified deliverables. This refers to deliverables that have been verified by the performing organization through the Control Quality process. Validate Scope tools and techniques. Inspection. This is a technique for ensuring acceptance of project deliverables, also called reviews, product reviews, audits, and walkthroughs. It includes activities such as measuring, examining, and verifying to determine if work and deliverables meet requirements. Decision-making techniques. Group decision-making techniques are used for reaching group decisions where multiple parties may be involved in deliverable validation. Validate Scope outputs. Accepted deliverables. These are deliverables which have been accepted by the customer after inspection in the Validate Scope process, having met all accepted criteria with formal sign-off and approval by customer or sponsor. Formal acceptance documentation is needed to close out the project or phase. These accepted deliverables become a key input to the close project or phase process previously discussed in Chapter 4. Change requests. These change requests may be generated from the Validate Scope process as a result of deliverable rejection due to needed defect repair, or corrective action and process for acceptance or rejection through the Perform Integrated Change Control process. Work performance information. This refers to work performance data which has been analyzed to enable clear conclusions to be made from it. Work performance information could include information about project progress, which deliverables have started and their progress, which deliverables have been completed, which deliverables have been so far accepted.